Ladies and gentlemen, the Double RT Boxing Show with Mr. A, Breakdown and Prediction, Volume 7, will begin shortly. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome and thank you for tuning in. This is the Double RT Boxing Show. I am your host, Mr. A, ready, talk boxing. And today's Breakdown and Prediction, we're breaking down Craig Derbyshire taking on Regan Buckley. Regan Buckley's coming in here for his third professional bout, 2-0, no KOs, no losses. And he's coming in with the orthodox style, taking on the veteran Craig Derbyshire, who's 5, 24, and 3 draws. He has 1 KO, and he's been knocked out 3 times out of those 24 defeats. Now, obviously, 5 and 24, Craig Derbyshire is a professional opponent. He's the type of guy you come in, he gives your young fighter the look they need to get some work against. It's like a paid professional sparring. But if you have a little flaws you're not ready for, you will surprisingly end up with an L. So Craig, he comes in and he gives the young fighters. He fights nothing but like 4 to 8 rounders. Once in a while, he gets a title fight. But he fights. He gives the fighters angles, rounds, punches, just how to get into a moving target. Because Craig does move pretty decently. So this should be a nice test for Regan. This is what he needs, because there are some flaws that we will discuss in the breakdown. So now that we got a good keen of what these fighters are, but that's Derbyshire. Derbyshire is a professional opponent. Comes in with, he knows how to use angles, knows how to use the ring. Like I said, out of 24 losses, he's only been stopped 3 times, so he knows how to use the ring and survive. While Buckley, at his young stage right now, 2-0, to me, his style is simulating that of a Manny Pacquiao, in and out attacker. Now we're going to break down how it's not obvious, not polished like Manny Pacquiao, but we're going to break down the flaws of that style that he has, that maybe Craig Derbyshire can get a 6th victory. Right here on Double RT Boxing with Mr. A. Ready, talk. Let's do it. Now, Craig Derbyshire, if we're going to compare the fighters' legs, I'm going to give the edge of legs to Derbyshire. Whereas I say Buckley comes in and out on that attack. He doesn't have much leverage in his legs for power. He's coming in and out doing like a combination. He's going back. So I don't feel there's much leg power generated from his legs. And he sometimes throws himself off balance. Like he'll throw himself into the southpaw stance, tries to fight out of it. And when he's inside fighting game, he squares his legs up. And that's why he really doesn't have no leverage on his inside game either. He's too squared up. Now he's quick. Now he does, jump back, evade some defense. He's pretty good at getting low, jumping back. And he'll, like, all his defensive movement is when he's way out of range. So it's almost like wasted movement. He'll do a lot of movement, then he'll come in. So like I said, he has it, but he's still developing that style. So if anything, his come forward and backwards feet are okay. So he's good on his feet, but overall, just like I said, his legs is what lets him down. It doesn't generate power. He squares them up in the inside. Whereas Derbyshire, he's able to have good ring usage. Like I said, 24 losses, only 3 stops. So he knows how to keep fighters' feet resetting. Uses the ring. He does a lot of waist feints. He gets down low. He ducks down punches. Gets pretty good leverage in his hooks with his legs. and he's pretty decent. What I said Buckley lacks that. Like they both kind of throw each other off balance, but Derbyshire understands the concept of exiting on angles. He's not the greatest, but he doesn't always exit in a straight line. So therefore, I give the legs to Derbyshire. As same thing as we go into the defense, it leads right into the legs again. Because they in front of you, they both do a lot of make you hesitate movement. They side to side, shoulder feints, and where they separate defensively is the Buckley. He comes in with attack. He let his combinations go, but he's there to get hit right after the combination. He doesn't, like I said, I'm comparing the style to me. At 2-0, his style reminds me of Manny Pacquiao. In and out combinations, but Manny Pacquiao exited on the side. He didn't exit straight back up. And that's where Buckley is at right now. Like I said, he does all this movement out here to reset you, keep you guessing, but he comes in straight. You can hit him, because he's always coming in straight. He doesn't come in angles, and he's exiting the same way. So he comes in flurry, boom, and you can hit him right away, because Carl McDonald was catching him easily coming in with a jab, and right after Buckley let something go, he'll get hit instantly because he's right there after his work. And the fact that it's usually a three-piece real fast, there's no power because he has, like I say, he's not generating from his legs because his legs aren't under him properly, so there's really no power, and his arm combination gives him an opening in the defensive flaw. He backs up straight. But at Derbyshire, the reason why I'm giving him the defense is he does a lot of the movement from the outside just like Buckley, but in the inside he's able to generate. He ducks down low. He's able to, when he throws punches, he's not just in right in front of you. He's able to escape, and he uses his outside movement is not of wasted, where he's actually like making people reset and move. Where I feel while Buckley's outside movement is just getting himself in rhythm to attack again. Derbyshire's outside movement is actually like defense, like fighters have to like walk him down, chase him around the ring. He knows how to use the ring in a good, not running, but in a good usage of, I hit you and try and get me back. But like I said, Buckley is just outside movement, get himself in the rhythm to come in. So I give all that movement and the inside movement to Derbyshire. Now where this fight is, like I said, it's 2-0 Derbyshire. But when we talked about the offense category, this is why Derbyshire has a record of Derbyshire. This is why he has a record of 5 wins and 24 losses and 3 draws. He doesn't use a jab much. If he used a jab, I think he'd be a lot better against these young. Like he fights a lot of 3-0 people, 2-0s, debut people, 4-rounders. So he's a professional opponent for those young fighters. If Derbyshire offense lacks because he doesn't use a jab too often. His main thing is his right overhand and a hook. Then he uses his left hook. But if he used his jab more often, he would be a better fighter. Whereas offensively, the speed, the jab, the punch variation, it all goes to Regan Buckley. His offensive, I guess you want to say his repertoire, he has the punches. He has the suitcase to dig through. Now, the problem is he throws at the same speed. You could time it. You could time his rhythm, and you can hit him. That defensive gap in his offense. But like I said, the speed goes to Buckley. The punch variation, Buckley. Power. Given that there's no leverage in his punches with his legs, I think Buckley he hurts you through accumulation. I don't know if he has the punch to constantly maybe wobble someone. Not saying that Derbyshire is a bigger puncher, but I just think his technique at this stage is a little better. So I'm going to go through technique. Derbyshire probably has a little more power. So that's how the offensively break down. Now, how can Derbyshire win this fight, get his 6th victory? He's going to have to jab, catch Buckley, like I said, do his movement on the outside. Do what he do, move. Because Buckley will come in a straight line. Just jab him and move again. Jab him, move again, and then start timing him with those hooks. Because after Buckley comes in and releases, he's gonna back away straight up. So if Derbyshire could follow his backup with a jab and just overhand right, his power punch, it can cause Buckley problems. Now, how should I believe I'm going with Buckley to win this fight. I think his in and out rhythm, his speed of his feet and his hands is going to be a little too much for Derbyshire. Not saying that Derbyshire can't handle it, because Derbyshire's seen better talent. He's been in the ring with better talent than Buckley. So Buckley's not going to throw anything new at Derbyshire. Derbyshire's going to be able to time it, duck him. I just don't think Derbyshire's going to throw enough at Buckley. I think Buckley is just going to simply be too fast and just outwork him and get a point decision. That is Mr. A's breakdown and prediction of Craig Derbyshire taking on Regan Buckley. Thank you for your support. Thumbs up the video. Leave a comment, share it. Help the show grow. New viewers, please become new subscribers. This show needs all the support it can. This is my show to you, boxing lovers. Mr. A is out. Thank you for tuning in.